The Search, A Chief's Perspective, Scott Thompson. As you read through this book, I ask that you stop for just a second and think about three things. First, I ask that you think about why you got into the fire service. Was it because others in your family were firefighters, and becoming a firefighter is what you were expected to do? Were you bit by the bug at an early age and never grew out of the dream? Was it because of what being a firefighter in the American Fire Service represents? Next, think about the awesome responsibility that is bestowed upon firefighters. During your career, you will have many opportunities to make a difference. You will save lives either directly or indirectly. Finally, think about the most important people in your life: your kids, spouse or significant, sibling, or parents. As you read this, think about what you want for them in terms of fire protection. Are you the firefighter you want showing up for your family? Based on your current level of influence in your organization, are you doing all that you can to build the fire department organization that you want responding to your loved one? If not, why not? Mission drift over the decades, but specifically in the last 15 years, the American Fire Service has experienced mission drift. So-called progressive urban and suburban fire department organizations have initiated or tolerated a narrative that devalues the importance of a rapid search for fire victims. Starting with the removal of top finders, the introduction of NFPA 1500 Standard on Fire Department Occupational Safety, Health, and Wellness, and the latest search-related acronym SLICE-RS, size up, locate the fire, isolate the flow path, cool from a safe distance, extinguish, rescue, and salvage, and the mindset that because fires are down, a commitment to search is not a high priority, are among the reasons for this shift in thinking. While I do not believe any of the above were intended to allow fire victims to die, the various interpretations and implementation of NFPA 1500, 2 in/2 out, and SLICRS in fire departments across the country has resulted in confusion and indecisiveness when it comes to prioritizing the search. What we have not heard much from over the same period of time are advocates or standards that focus on fire victim survivability and recovery. Setting the tone as chief of department, I have a considerable amount of influence over the organizational culture, what the culture values and priorities. This is a responsibility that I take seriously and that I manage daily. The chief, often through the operations chiefs, deputy chiefs, and shift commanders, sets the tone when it comes to prioritizing people, in this case firefighters and fire victims. Through formal directives and casual firehouse conversations, I am continually sending a message lending insight into my priorities and operational philosophy. Statements such as "fires are down," "we are an EMS department that occasionally goes to fires, and it's not our emergency," send the message that being fire-ready and having a culture that values fire victim survival and recovery are not a priority. We must never forget to consider all stakeholders when considering policy or guidelines on search. The safety of firefighters as well as fire victims must both be taken into serious consideration when establishing fire ground priorities. I have 2 sons that are firefighters in busy fire companies. As the chief of department, I am committed and driven to build a fire department response system that I would want my sons to work in, and that I want going for my 5 grandbabies. I often wonder what risk-averse fire chiefs are thinking about when they are okay leading an organization that does not meet the standard for what they expect for their family. How and why do so many fire service leaders casually write off fire victims instead of digging in and building a search culture to assure no one gets missed? The formula to success is simple. Hire people with solid character. Provide quality daily training. Promote courageous, competent, tactical thinkers. Establish an aggressive response and deployment standard. And let firefighters be firefighters.